of what's going on in that country and a better idea. I've went through trusted sources, I've gathered information, and I want to share it with you so it can help you. The first thing we're going to be getting into, let's get right into this video. I don't want to take up too much of your time. What I'm going to try to do is, yes, I think I'm okay with this. The first one just came out 8 minutes ago. This seems like a potential indication of some vast strike in the near future. An advisor to head of the office of the Ukraine president says Russia has completely halted an advance towards Kyiv in some direction, and some of its units are withdrawing. And what this sounds like, and what more than likely what's happening in this situation, is that they believe that airstrikes is going to take place, that there's possible for airstrikes to take place. And when those airstrikes do take place, those soldiers are holding back because they know that an airstrike is coming. So we have information to believe that they're holding back for that reason. Turkey will be implementing a 1936 international treaty that will potentially ban both Ukraine and Russia warships from passing through the strait connection to the Black Sea to the south, and Turkey's top diplomat said on Sunday. That was brought out by the New York Times World. The next one's going to be, while the European Union has just announced after an early announcement that NATO provided combat aircraft with the fighting in Ukraine airspace, within the next hour, they could completely change the world. So they have supplied Ukraine with aircraft, and it should be there, I believe they said, in an hour. I will say about now, it should probably be there by now. Also, coming out of the U.S. Embassy of Kyiv, indicated from the looks like from the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, it is with the welfare of ordinary Ukrainians in the mind that we are announcing the provision of nearly $54 million in humanitarian assistance to those affected by Russia further aggression. Switzerland has walked from Russia's side with Ukraine. So they have changed sides and they have went to the other side, and now they're backing Ukraine. The G7 FM condemns Russia's invasion of Ukraine, told Japan would freeze the assets of President Putin. Other officials, along with the U.S., the EU, European nation, he explained Japan is joining the Western countries in blocking access by Russia's banks to the SWIFT NHK. The reason why this is significant is because Japan is afraid that China is going to invade them. That's the talk. And they are trying to be prepared. They believe that if Russia can do this to Ukraine, China can do it to them. They're very concerned, and they're very concerned, and they are now supporting this effort, this invasion against Ukraine by supporting Ukraine. The next video is a video of an explosion that happened out of, I won't even try to say this name, Zhytomyr, caught on surveillance camera. Let me open this up so you can see it more clearly. So if you have any family members in the area, please please reach out and find out more information and things of that nature. The governor of New York has said we are no longer going to allow New York business to conduct with Russia's entitles. Governor Hochul signs an executive order preventing the state from doing business with Russia or Russia's entities. That is coming out of CBS 6. The president, go back. The president, Zelensky out of Ukraine, stated that he spoke with the Prime Minister Boris Johnson and the President Andriy Duka after current security situation, agreed on further joint steps to counter the aggressor, which is Russia, anti-war coalition in action. When he says that, he let me give you a better understanding of when what's been happening. President Zelensky, when he actually tweets out something, he has developed, his tweets are very powerful right now. He has become this global icon, and when he tweets stuff out, he's expressing his support towards these many different countries that are supporting him, that is sending him aid by giving him counsel. They are absolutely has his back. So when he tweets these things out, he has now developed an anti-war coalition, and he uses that to let us know that they're on board, they're my people, so treat them nice. Pretty much that's what it is. Next one's going to be Bulgarians are chanting glory to Ukraine and long live Belarus from the window of their apartments today. Protests continue even at night. We all feel the same feeling of unity as in 2020. Maybe I can get you to I think you can listen to it. I'll try it. Okay. So the next one's going to be senior advisors in the EU Parliament says that the jet given to the Ukrainians will be airborne within an hour. So I just told you about that. That came out of from flying in Ukraine skies within an hour. Alexandria Cross. Also, some breaking news: Russians are stuck in airports and angry about Aeroflight canceled their flights until further notice. A lot of what's happening is a lot of airspaces within the UE has been canceled due to not allowing Russia's commercial planes to travel within their country, or travel over their airspace, or use their seas to be able to conduct their business. So that's what they have done, and that's what's happening at this time and moment. Okay, so I am back. Let's keep going. According to the advisors to the head of the office of President of Ukraine, Russia has completely stopped moving towards Kyiv in some direction, and even some units are withdrawing. I just spoke to you about that in regards to that they believe that there might be another conflict that's happening. The conflict, another breaking news: European Commission President Ursula von Leyen announces a shutdown of the European airspace to all Russian aircraft. So that's what I just spoke to you about in regards to that. More Russian troops are captured in Kharkiv. Say that they were told it was a training mission. One says that when they found out the true purpose of the mission, they didn't want to go, but were told that they could be executed by shooting because it was wartime. And this is I'm going to play a little bit about this for you so you can hear it.
Цели. Кто послал?
Одна и та же цель, цель учения.
Поехали. Кто, какая часть, зачем пришел?
Воронин Алексей Николаевич, 25-я бригада, воинская часть 75, 240.
Да, блядь, четче скажи.
Это два.
242, 75, 242, воинская часть, 25-я бригада.
Зачем прибыл? С какой целью? Кто послал?
Прибыли мы на учение. Нас тут обманули маленько. Ну, вот так вот оказалось, что теперь я здесь. Поэтому...
Вы кто?
Лужков Иван Максутович, 25-я бригада.
Что-то срочно или нет?
Войсковая часть 75, 242.
Охорона.
Зачем прибыли? С какой целью? Кто послал?
Одна и та же цель, цель учения.
Кто послал?
Ну, кто конкретно? Командование, кто послал. Конкретно я не могу сказать. Кто конкретно послал. Все вместе поехали.
Даже часть изначально говорили, что прибыли на учения. В итоге, когда уже закинули на передовую, люди все были деморализованы и никто не хотел идти. Но сказали, будете врагами народа. А так это военное время, то вообще можете быть расстрелянными. И нас стали закидывать как пушечное мясо. Хотя люди все проявили нашей части этой войны, но не хотят. Просто хотят домой, просто хотят мира.
Столбов Александр Анатольевич, 25-я бригада, та же часть, водитель. Посадили, сказали, учение, все там нормально, все как бы будет. Ну, мы не знали, что пока мы ничего не хотели. Нас просто обманули, бросили.
Что про командование скажешь?
Командование, ну, знаете, есть командование.
Понятно. Давай, что там? Кто?
Та же часть.
Номер части повторяемый.
Сейчас я не помню.
Ну, зачем прибыл? Недавно сразу. Резервист? Резервист, да? По резерву, да?
Okay, so we'll move on from there. We had that information, and now Alexander Vindman, the one I spoke to you about earlier in the other video, Putin has underestimated Ukraine. Russia may punish him for it. The UStoday.com has posted an article that you can read if you want. 4 Russian soldiers laid down weapons and surrendered to locals in the Moscow area. The regional police reported that they did not know that they were going to Ukraine, and it's real war here. After they were realized what's going on, they decided to surrender. This has been an ongoing thing with the Russians. They have just been turning themselves in. They've been hungry. They've been lost. They've been, if just to let you know, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't heard, but the Ukrainian president stated and advised, sent out a tweet that the residents should cut down all the signs that give indication of what's the name of the street that they're on. So they advised all his people to cut down the signs so the Russians did not know where they were going and where they were going or what direction to take. They also told them to take down the numbers off their doors of their residents. So if you haven't done that already, you need to make sure that you do that and you take down the signs of your street. You take the numbers off your street. And also the president of Ukraine also said to turn off your geo trackers on your phones, your geolocation on your phone. So if you are Ukrainian and you're out in the field, or if you on the ground, or if you're a soldier, turn off your geolocation because Russia is tracking it. Let's get into another one. Breaking: Senator Tim Kaine on MSNBC just now says that they are starting to see signs of Russian troops refusing to participate in the invasion and going over the border into Ukraine. Nikolova region is preparing for an offensive. I'll let you listen to this video as well, so you can get a better understanding of what's going
Они к
on.
нам выехали. Доброй ночи, ребят. У оккупантов такая система подачи сигналов. Белая ракета приготовиться к выходу, две белые ракеты старт, желтая препятствие, красная стоп, разворот домой. Вот. Полчаса назад, минут 20, наверное, полчаса первая была белая, недавно была вторая, две белых, то есть они к нам выехали со стороны Херсона. Так что ждем гостей. Доброй ночи.
Okay, so you heard that one. Some more breaking news. Some other news is Belarus and Gomel Oblast. Russian invaders keep launching Inslinders ballistic missiles into Ukraine since the day one of the renewed Russian war of aggression against Ukraine. Many of these hit urban areas and civilian infrastructures, so make sure you stay safe and you keep your head down. The next one is going to be, he'd be wearing a MAGA hat. No, I don't want to say that, but a former Ukrainian mayor, and I won't try to say his name, allegedly caught placing targets for the Russian Air Force. So why is this so important? And I'll let you look at that in a minute. Why is this so important is because there was reports on the ground in Ukraine that before the war started, people went onto people's buildings, on top of people's buildings, and was marking spots so they can be able to guide the Air Force, the Russian Air Force, to where to drop the bombs. And this person is a former mayor, and he actually was allegedly doing this, and it's from a credible source. So I felt it needed to be said. So let's listen to it.
Иди сюда. Папа, выходи.
Ты со мной давай, блядь,
Выходи быстро. Стой нахуй, блядь. Стой на месте. Стой на месте, не иди никуда. Выйди сюда. Давай, нет, никуда ты не идешь. Все, ты допрыгал.
Руку бери, блядь,
Ты
придурок.
допрыгался, блядь.
Пошел нахуй отсюда, блядь.
Богдан, помогай. Стой на месте, блядь. Тебя сейчас прилетит. Твоего батя сейчас ружье, он выйдет из. Понял?
Ну, сука, ёбнутый, идишь у мальчик.
Мне похуй. Стой на месте.
Посмотри, что на меня делает.
Никто не трогает, руки не трогайте. Успокойся.
Давай, все, допрыгался. Сколько тебе заплатили?
Ой, блядь.
Сколько тебе
Ой,
заплатили?
какой ты, сука, дебил, блядь.
Иди сюда. Папа, выходи.
So you got that. So be careful and be aware that people are painting markers for the Air Force to come into your town. So be mindful. Make sure you call the proper authorities so you can report it. The next one's going to be the people who know Putin the best. This is from the people who know Putin's the best. People I know in Russia are worried about his recent nuclear statement. The people who know him the least are saying it's cheap talk. But the people who know best are very concerned about what he said. The president of Ukraine, thank you for the warm conversation. All holiness from Bartholomew. Your words are like hands that hold us up in this difficult time. Ukraine feels the spiritual support and strength of your prayers. We hope for the soonest peace. Also, another one is I can't possibly think this will happen, but it does. It's not only the most horrible operation security ever, it is also given ample time for air defense and city defense preparation. To me, it is almost seems like they are trying to get an eye off of elsewhere at another time. A founder of the Belarusian Solidarity Foundation has announced that Belarusians VDV unit have been given orders to prepare for a mass airborne jump off of Ukraine, over Ukraine in February 28th at 5 a.m. I believe that this airborne jump should be happening right about now, supposedly. If this is real, we should see an airborne operation beginning in the next 4 hours, and this was about an hour ago. So it actually not happening now, but it'll be happening in about 3 hours or so. Next one is going to be from the EU. We are stepping up our support for Ukraine. For the first time, an EU will finance the purchase of delivery of weapons and equipment to the country under attack. We are also strengthening our sanctions against the Kremlin. You can find that on YouTube. I won't go into that. It's a really long video, but I'm sure you can find it. But just to let you know, Ukraine, the numbers are constantly being updated, but the latest count of refugees arriving in the neighboring countries now exceed 200,000 people. We aim to have another update later today, so I'll keep out for that. A lot of these countries have opened up for you guys to go into these other countries. Make sure you have your ID, any identification, to be able to show that you are a Ukrainian, citizen, and hopefully you won't have any problems. But I don't think you will have any problems. It seemed like they open up their borders for you, and it's happening quite gracefully. The next one is the Ukrainian and the country's second biggest city, Kharkiv, have endured heavy fighting with the Russian forces overnight after troops entered and blew up a gas pipeline there. So let's watch this one. A lot of times you'll see the Z on that's why you know that it's Russian. You'll see an enclosed Z. They're moving really good. Okay, so now let's go over to the next one. This is the U.S. Embassy to the UN has said to President Vladimir Putin, ordered to put Russians deterrence forces on high alert, unacceptable escalation, and this is where you can see the column of vehicles from Russia. And the great thing is all they doing is they're giving out their locations, just as the same as the news people giving out information to say where these people are so they can track them down. Russia government's website is down. Anonymous is killing it. This is a hacker's website. These are global hackers that have been hacking the Russian government's systems, telecommunications, computers, knocking them down. They keep bringing them back up, but they're knocking them down again. They actually took over their TV stations. As a result, taking over their TV stations, they actually, in Russia, they took over their TV stations and they played the Ukrainian national anthem over all the TVs and wouldn't let anybody else watch anything else but the Ukrainian national national anthem. So so that is what's been happening. Also, the former U.S. Embassy to Russia, McFaul, the people who know Putin the best, people I know in Russia, are worried about the recent nuclear statement. The people who knows him the least are saying it's a cheap talk. So this is verified by a good source. The Kyiv Post: Ukrainian air forces have just received a large shipment of air-to-air missiles for our jet fighters. Awesome thing. The president of Ukraine has said, let me translate this for you. We keep in touch with loyal friends. He spoke with that person that you can see yourself about the current military situation, internationally efforts to force the aggressors to a peace and the Ukraine membership into the ECC, I guess. And thank you. And then that name, and now you can see. Let's continue on. Ukraine reports damage to 2 nuclear facilities. The IAEA, that is from a reputable source. The president of Ukraine says, we keep in touch with the loyal friends of constant. Okay, so we read that already. The next one is Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio has been like giving out some great information regarding Russia. And he has been giving out some really strong information. Matter of fact, I think we might go through his feed and he'll tell you a lot. He's been giving out a lot of information. People are following him and retweeting a lot of what he's saying, and it's great information. So he said, it is a mistake to view Putin threats are just posturing. This is about the nuclear thing. If they find themselves losing a conventional war, Russia military doctrine calls for escalation to force and negotiation by using non-strategic short-range missiles, artillery shells, and landmines with nuclear warheads. And let's go over some what Marco Rubio has been saying. He just tweeted out something else 13 minutes ago. I will be filing a bill to sanction and issue a lifetime visa ban for any government official in Ukraine who collaborates with Russia to govern any part of the country, and I hope the EU and every NATO nation will do the same. No matter how often the military Putin wants win, his goal is to get rid of the current government and replace it with pro-Russian traitors. But he will have to destroy Ukraine to topple the government, and the Ukrainian people will never accept being governed by Putin's puppets. He also said that it is a mistake to view Putin as a threat. Are just posturing. I think I read that already. Yes, we did. Let me stress again that we are not dealing with 2008 Putin. It is a grave error to assume he will make the same calculations and decisions today that he would have made in the past. The old Putin was a cold-blooded but calculating killer. The new Putin is even more dangerous because he's unpredictable. I hope we have a negotiation diplomatic end to this carnage in Ukraine, but I know that for Putin, negotiating are simply another tool in his military arsenal. He will use them to buy time and move in reinforcements and rebuild his supply line. Breaking news: the U.S. citizens should consider departing Russia immediately. The U.S. State's Department says. The reason why he put this out is because when the markets open up in Russia tomorrow, their money is gonna deplete horribly. Their money is gonna go down. Their war chest that they have, I think it was in the billions. It was like 500 something $billion that they have of money put to the side. Is gonna tank. They can't fly out nowhere. They can't go anywhere in the sea. They can't do anything. So it's gonna be like catastrophic. People are already looting in Russia. They're already going to the ATMs in Russia. They doing a lot of things. They know that they're gonna their financial market is gonna crash, and it's gonna crash hard. Ukraine tweets, "Do not be afraid to stand up to evil, no matter how powerful it seems. At the dawn, the flag, the Ukrainian flag will still be there." Let me say that again, because I don't want to make that mistake. Do not be afraid to stand up to evil, no matter how powerful it seems. At the dawn, the Ukrainian flag will still be there. Breaking news: Kosovo asked the U.S. for a permanent military base and requested NATO's membership. Big. UE country sends the fighter jets to Ukraine to fight off Moscow's invasion by countering Russia's air and land assaults, the EU foreign policy chief said. Albania is closing its airspace to all the Russian aircrafts except humanitarian and emergency flights. So now travel map for Russia looks like this. These are all the bans that's taking place. So they can't go anywhere. They're about to be absolutely isolated. This is for Ukraine to liven your spirits, to let you know that even the simple people are fighting for you guys. A spirited exchange between a Russian ship and a Georgian maintenance ship. And he says, for the English speaking people, you Russians, yes, we refuse to your refilling. We refuse you refilling. Who speaks? Assistant captain from Georgia. Russian ship, go fuck yourself. but we run on fumes. Okay, then row. Fuck you, fucking invaders. This is what they said, and I'm gonna play this for you.
Your dialect looks like the Russian. Are you from Russia?
Also in English.
Yes, from Russia, Russian crew member.
Ясно, экипаж России, да? Ребята, мы отказываемся от бункеровки, мы отказываемся снабжать ваш пароход.
Кто с нами говорит?
С вами говорит старший помощник капитана с Грузии. Мы не будем снабжать ваш пароход. Русский корабль, иди нахуй.
Оккупанты, бля!
Уважаемые, давайте без политики, у нас топливо заканчивается.
Ну, если у вас топливо заканчивается, вы можете использовать
Весла, бля! Пошли вы нахуй,
Слава
бля!
героям! Слава Украине! Героям слава!
I repent.
Your dialect looks like the Russian. Are you from Russia?
Actually speak English. I didn't know that. Okay, let's move on. Russia forces have captured the city of Berdyansk. Just to let you guys know, so be safe out there in Ukraine. It is the financial equivalent of Hotel California. The Russian central bank has ordered the market players to reject the foreign client bids to sell Russian security from 0400 GMT on Monday, according to the central bank document seen by Reuters. The bank did not reply to Reuters' requests for comment. Joseph Borrell. Joseph Borrell has announced that the EU will supply the Ukrainian Air Force with a fighter jet as well. This is a picture of the president of Ukraine, and it reads 85 of defense. Intimidation of Ukraine is imprudent. It is impossible to break our defenders. Moreover, it is impossible to make the capital lay down arms. The times are extremely difficult, but they will pass. The spring is 2 days. Ukraine will stay united for victory. This is a satellite imagery of the columns that is happening right through here with the satellite imagery showed damage to Anton Airport in Hosmol. Russian Airlines Aeroflot says it has canceled all flights for Europe destination until further notice. Russia forces have seized control of the port city of Berdia in SK. I just read that in the southeast Ukraine. The mayor says that's confirmed by the mayor of that city. Russian central bank orders markets players to reject foreign clients' bids to sell Russian security, and I just read that for you. Same thing. Secretary of Blinken, Japan, the United States, and the G7 partners stand resolutely together to stop Russia's aggression in Ukraine. Japan's comprehensive financial sanctions mirror ours and demonstrates our unity and resolve to end Russia's war of choice. These boys look bad. Tell me they don't look bad. Ukraine's special forces own the night and inflicts terrible losses in Russia's invasion. Look at these boys. Dangerous. They got the night vision goggles on, bro. What? 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 That's crazy. They look good. That's what I'm talking about. Let's continue on before we get to that video. Overwhelming majority in the EU states supports proposal to let Ukrainian refugees stay for at least 3 years. Formal decision soon by the New York Times. This comes after a launch originated in Mazary in Belarus early this morning, and we're going to check out this video so you can see it. You're going to see it go across the clouds. You're going to see it. See, it's up and it's moving. Looks like it's 2 of them. I'll let you see it again because I messed it up.
Полетела хуйня, блядь, чекайте, ебать. Полетела нахуй.
Looks like it's 2 of them.
Ёбаный почешись. Сука, где ты там? На Украину. Полетела хуйня, блядь, чекайте, ебать. Полетела нахуй.
Bear with me, I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get back to it. This is the protest for Ukraine in Kafriland. Slovakia announces temporary residency, including free healthcare, permission to work for all Ukrainian refugees out of the New York Times. Ukrainian banks have made very simple page in English for those who want to help the Ukrainian armies in the war against Russia. We accept payment for the card of any bank in the world. Glory to Ukraine. Alexander Vindman stated threads. Info comes from the very senior former Ministry of Defense official. Belarus will commit air and ground forces to Russia's war on Ukraine in the next 24 hours. The most pressing threat is a large military column heading towards Kyiv from the northwest. Switzerland constitution has required it to remain strictly neutral for 200 years. Putin's invasion of Ukraine is challenging that, it seems. The breaking news is a very probable that Swiss will freeze Ukrainian assets, the president said. This is a video of a horrible explosion in Cherksky, Cherkasy, reported another video from a frame of this explosion. Let me show it to you if I can.
Все, на истерии.
Что сказал сын? Ох, видали?
Все, на истерии.
Что сказал сын? Ох, видали?
Все, на истерии.
Что сказал сын? Ох, видали?
Okay. Here's another direction from where the explosion happened. This sometimes a massive just exploded in Cherksky Oblast, Ukraine. Let's look at it.
Ебал я его рот. Ох, ёб твою мать нахуй.
This is not a nuclear bomb. It was a massive explosion.
Ебал я его рот. Ох, ёб твою мать нахуй.
That shockwave is sick.
Ебал я его рот. Ох, ёб твою.
Okay, let's keep going. Breaking news: France calls on its nationals to leave Russia immediately. The UN Security Council calls an emergency meeting of the UN General Assembly. I think I covered this in my last one. I think this one is great.
Это, блядь, щит нахуй, пиздец, пиздили технику, блядь. Это, блядь, щит нахуй, пиздец, пиздили технику, блядь. Охуеть. Это, блядь, щит нахуй, пиздец, пиздили технику, блядь.
Boy.
Охуеть. Это, блядь, щит нахуй, пиздец, пиздили технику, блядь. Охуеть. Это, блядь.
I know that's right. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. I will get back on here probably tonight to let you know some more information. God bless you and God bless your family.